What would you do with a cool $1,000,000? What about $1 billion? Buy a private jet, supercars, buy everything Gucci and Chanel. You can do a lot right, and perhaps even buy a private island like Richard Branson. But well, not everyone who makes it onto the Forbes wealthy list lives an extravagant lifestyle. There are billionaires and millionaires who, while having the money and capability to buy anything on earth, choose to live like the ordinary guy. So let's find out, who are we talking about and why they choose such a life with all that money. Let's get started. Warren Buffett. We all want to get as much money as Warren Buffett, right? Warren Buffett is the chief executive officer of Berkshire Hathaway and the Oracle of Omaha. However, the American business magnate is more than just a billionaire. Although he has a net worth of more than $108 billion, the fifth wealthiest man in the world chooses to live a modest lifestyle to devote more of his resources to charitable giving. In 1958, he paid $31,500 for a home in Omaha, Nebraska, which is equivalent to approximately $285,000 in today's value. To this day, he continues to live in the same house. However, as of this time, the tax assessor's office in Douglas, Nebraska, lists the worth of his home as $161 per square foot. Even though Buffett now uses an iPhone, it is highly unlikely that he will shell out money to update to the most recent model. During an appearance on CNBC's Squawk Box in February 2020, the billionaire stated that Apple CEO Tim Cook had given him many iPhones as personal gifts but preferred his old phone. After carrying his Nokia flip phone for such a long period, he said that he no longer has any use for it and that he has switched to the most recent model of the iPhone and iPhone 11 at the time of the interview. Buffett suggests delaying the purchase of new technology until it is necessary, even though it is tempting to always upgrade to the most recent version available. Mark Zuckerberg. Mark Zuckerberg is the creator of Facebook and one of the wealthiest people in the world, but also one of the most frugal billionaires. Despite having immense riches, Zuckerberg lives quite an ordinary life. And well, he drives a very ordinary car. Most famous individuals and billionaires drive automobiles with price tags higher than the typical American house. For instance, David Beckham, a famous soccer star, has been seen driving a Rolls-Royce Phantom Drophead, which has an estimated price tag of $407,000. But in Mark Zuckerberg's case, he drives a stealthy black Acura SX for his everyday commute. You can purchase this auto for a fair $30,000. Now that he drives an Acura rather than a Rolls-Royce or Maybach, he spends less money on gas, maintenance, and insurance fees than he would do if he owned one of those luxury vehicles. Considering not only the price at which an automobile can be purchased, but also the amount that must be paid annually for its upkeep, it is a waste of money to insure certain automobiles because the premiums cost nearly as much as the vehicle themselves, rendering insurance for those vehicles pointless. When he and his wife were about to be parents for the first time, it made sense to celebrate the occasion with a spectacular bash for a billionaire. However, from the pictures taken, it looked like the baby shower captured in the picture wasn't too challenging to put together. Tamales were served at a table that had been arranged using paper plates, a paper tablecloth, and paper decorations where the Zuckerbergs ate their meal. Because he consistently wears the same thing, this young billionaire is quite difficult to overlook. His standard attire consists of a gray t-shirt, blue pants, and a hoodie. It is possible that he spends less than $750 on his entire wardrobe, and that the expense of maintaining and updating it is less than $200 annually. When one considers that the typical family in the United States spends approximately $1,700 per year on clothes, one realizes that Zuckerberg's objective to save money is on the right path. Most of us would never agree to dress the same way every day. Even if you don't find Mark Zuckerberg's approach to business or his style appealing, important lessons may be taken away from his modest lifestyle. Carlos Slim. Carlos Slim is one of the wealthiest people in the world, with a net worth estimated at over $92 billion. Despite his immense wealth, Slim leads a surprisingly normal lifestyle. He has a reputation for living modestly, and his actions back up this reputation. Slim chooses to live in a relatively modest home. Despite his immense wealth, Slim has chosen to reside in the same Mexico City home for over 40 years. The house is large but unassuming, a far cry from the sprawling mansions often associated with the ultra-rich. Slim also lives an ordinary life by driving a simple car. Unlike many wealthy individuals who opt for luxury cars, Slim prefers to drive a modest sedan. This car is reliable, efficient, and serves its purpose well. It is also worth noting that Slim does not have an extensive collection of cars, which is another indication of his modest lifestyle. He is a philanthropist who has given away billions of dollars to support various causes, including education and health care. Chuck Feeney. Chuck Feeney, the founder of Duty Free Shoppers and a former billionaire, has finally given away almost every penny of his fortune to charitable causes. He has a few million left in his name, but it doesn't bother him. He was a philanthropist credited with popularizing the idea of giving while living, which refers to investing most of one's wealth in large-scale charitable endeavors during one's lifetime rather than leaving money to a foundation after one's death. He did this to make a greater impact on the world. Around the course of the past 4 decades, Feeney's foundation, the Atlantic Philanthropies, has donated more than $8 billion to charitable institutions worldwide. These institutions include hospitals, schools, and other nonprofit organizations. In 2012, he mentioned that he intended to retire with around $2 million in savings. Because of his stealthy, multinational fundraising activities, Forbes magazine gave him the nickname James Bond of philanthropy. Feeney made charitable contributions of over $6.7 billion, with around $1 billion going to Cornell University, which he attended with the assistance of the GI Bill. More than $870 million was donated to causes related to human rights and social development. Throughout his life, he gave more than $700 million to various health-related causes. Among these was a grant of $270 million to improve public health care in Vietnam, and a gift of $176 million to the Global Brain Health Institute, a collaboration between Trinity College Dublin and the University of California, San Francisco. Jim Walton. Jim Walton is a billionaire and a member of the Walton family, known for owning the largest retailer in the world, Walmart. Despite his immense wealth, Jim Walton leads a surprisingly ordinary lifestyle. He is known for his modest and low-key approach to life, and his lifestyle reflects this reputation. Like Warren Buffett and Carlos Slim, Jim Walton lives like the ordinary Joe by residing in a modest home. Even though his estimated fortune of $61 billion would enable him to live lavishly in any major city in the world, he decided to keep his home in the tranquil community of Bentonville, Arkansas. Jim Walton is also known for his few expenses. He is a man of simple taste and does not waste money on unnecessary items like luxury clothing or accessories. Jim Walton is deeply committed to philanthropic activities and leading a low-key lifestyle. He is very generous. He is a kind benefactor who has contributed millions to the growth of society in several fields, such as medicine. Jim Walton demonstrates daily that having a lot of money does not necessarily equate to leading an extravagant lifestyle by living frugally and giving generously to those in need. Aren't they such an inspiration to our lives? Anyway, we will see you next time with some other inspirational stories. Don't forget to like and subscribe to our channel so you don't miss another amazing video. Till then, dream big and work hard.